Hi, welcome to Psychic Today. I'm your host, Jill Roberts, and I want to do something a little bit different. We all know about tarot, and some of us know about runes, and I kind of wanted to start a, tarot card reading of the day. But if you're listening to this not on the same day, you at least get the information about the specific card and rune that was picked. So, it doesn't mean that you are going to get less cosmic energy or advice or anything like that because it's not on the day. If you're listening to this tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, it's not going to make a difference. So what I did was I decided to draw a single card for today's energy, what's going to come to fruition for us on Earth today for humanity. And so I used the Simple Tarot, which was created by Angie Green, which is an amazing deck. I believe I have some pictures of it on my blog, psychicmediumnewyorkcity.com. When I talked about the tarot, and when I do tarot readings, I have so many decks. I have decks with, there's so many different, subgenres of tarot that are amazing. But I decided, with Angie's deck, and I hope to have Angie on the show soon, and the Universal Rider-Waite deck, it's a deck that most people use. So what I like about the Simple Tarot is that if you're a beginner or even a novice, it's an amazing deck to use. The color coding of it for the different elements with the different whether it's wands or swords or whatever it is, she gives you so much information, even on the cards themselves. If you're talking about the Major Arcana, has these beautiful pictures that are a little bit different to the Rider-Waite, yet it's based on the Rider-Waite. So you have kind of the same information, but yet it's just more contemporary. And it's easier to read. So I love it personally because, there are tarot decks that don't have anything on them, and which is wonderful too because, the tarot, when you're doing a reading, is a story. So that's why there's pictures. And there are, specific meanings for every single card, but if you like dragons, there's dragon decks you can find. If you like whatever you're into, whatever your little niches, they have it. If you go on Amazon and you put in tarot decks, I'm sure there's millions. Maybe not millions, but thousands at least. And then, like I said, I have many different decks. And I even have crystal decks. But there are different associations with the different subgenres. And I want to get into the Wildwood Tarot as well because that is kind of like a personal journey that you're going on. So it's a little bit different than just a regular tarot reading. So today, I know I'm leading this up, but I want to explain what I'm doing. And I'd like to do this on a regular basis. So today's tarot card is actually a Major Arcana card, and it's the card Temperance. Now, using the Simple Tarot, which again is based on the Rider-Waite, it has the picture on it is beautiful. It looks like an angel, and it kind of has the sun behind it. And I will put pictures on my blog connected to this episode. Then it's the number 14. It's the 14th card in the Major Arcana, and it's Temperance. Okay? So, some people think that, as Angie says, that it's a boring card because it's, in between the death card and the devil. But it serves as a reminder to remain patient and kind of go with the flow. On the card, the words are angel and peacemaker. It's an earth and water card, and that is harmony in this instance. And the basic message on the card says economy and moderation, patience and self-control. Now, here, you can't ever control a situation, but you can wait it out. You can't ever control other people, but you can be patient. And they learn their own mistakes. These are tough lessons to learn, though, and even tougher to put into practice. Angie says renewal and rejuvenation are coming. So don't go to extremes or force something to happen. You have to kind of let things unfold. When you force things to happen, it's unnatural, and it's going to make the situation go backwards. You're not going to have the outcome that you want. So with temperance, keep your focus. Know that if it's a situation you want to unfold, it will. You just have to have patience. And this is what temperance is all about. You got to keep to your values. Don't let yourself be thrown off track. You can, by other influences or your ego or, just even your base emotions. And just to give you an example of the Rider-Waite card is, for temperance, it says economy, moderation, fragility, management, accommodation. So, they give the base for Rider-Waite of what it is. And the simple tarot it's contemporary, and it goes more into what's going on with us now. So you have, a very old deck that, well, not very old, but old enough, that is going to give you just basic concepts, whereas the simple tarot goes a little bit beyond. And most card decks nowadays do. If you get a new card deck from somebody who's created it. A lot of people love the Wild Unknown. It's very abstract, but with the simple tarot, it's based on the universal Rider-Waite, and you can't go wrong. So today's card in the tarot is temperance. So again, remember, try and be a peacemaker. Try and have patience. Try and, don't spend in moderation. You want to kind of economically be a little bit smart today. You might feel impulsive to buy something or do something. Just wait it out, because you'll get it. Whether it's a situation or something that you want to purchase or have happen, it will happen. Just don't do it today, because today is not the right time. So hold on. I'll be right back with the rune of the day.
Hi, this is Jill Roberts. I'm the host of Psychic Today. And what I want to talk to you today is about Anchor. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had so many questions, such as, how do I even record an episode? How do I get my show into the apps that people like to listen to them on? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. It's Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. And best of all, it's 100% free. and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. I really couldn't have done it without Anchor. And I've tried other platforms, and by far Anchor is the best. So if you always wanted to start a podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's Anchor, ANCHOR.FM/start to join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
Hi, and welcome back. This is Psychic Today, and I'm Jill Roberts. And now we're going to talk about the rune of the day. Runes are wonderful for seeing what today is going to bring, kind of like a single tarot card reading just for the day. If you do it early in the morning, it's great. You do it whenever, however you feel is important, at what point you need guidance. And runes are wonderful for guidance. Now, there's not as many as there are tarot cards. There are some decks in tarot that are over 100 cards. The main tarot is 78 cards. It can be complicated to try and memorize the meanings, and you don't really want to memorize the meanings. You want to kind of get meanings of your own. That's why, like I said, if you use a simple tarot, there's a couple words on there. It kind of makes sense. You can kind of draw your own conclusions from it. I'm just giving you what the meanings are, and my interpretation, your interpretation could be very different. Now, the runes are different. The runes can be made out of anything. I have runes that are made out of bone, believe it or not, wood, plastic, carnelian, and I have an amazing card deck of runes, which actually I prefer to use. It's an amazing deck, and you can actually do card readings like you would tarot, but they're kind of different. So instead of the 3-card spread, you have the 3 Norns, and they actually mean something different. They're a little similar, but the meanings of the runes are different. And what's important with the runes is, because when you do runes yourself and you use the actual runes, they're all not, standing correct in the correct order. They're towards you, they're backwards, they're all different, sides. So when you're using them in a card deck, it's important to make sure when you're shuffling them, you're using inverted as well, not just trying to keep them all upright. Because they're like the tarot, if you have an inverted card, there is something that's an obstacle to the meaning of that card. So it can have a different meaning. And the same thing goes with runes. If you throw them out and you cast them, and you get a reading that way. But we're going to do one rune of the day. And today's rune is ELHAZ. And it basically is talking about protection, having a successful outcome, to be optimistic. There will be prosperity, success, contact with the superhuman, luck, and use your intuition. And be moderate. Again, it's very similar in a sense to temperance, which we got today, because it's talking about, abundance, but, abundance in economically being moderate as far as you can take it as waiting, going with the flow, the same as temperance. ELHAZ has the same meaning. And it's, it's amazing when you do these different types of divination tools and you use them. And they come up. I'm sorry, it's ELHAZ, probably. I'm saying it wrong. I mean, you can pronounce them in all different ways, but it's amazing how much that you will get a similar outcome no matter what you use. If I use a pendulum, it's the same thing. It's more of yes, no, maybe. But if I douse over the reading and say, is this correct for what's going on today or what's going on, in this time period, it will, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, will be the same. And so you kind of get, and that's why I'm doing a tarot and then a rune, because that way we can see if they match up. And most of the time they do. A lot of the time they do. I've really never had readings that conflicted each other. Especially when I'm working with clients. So having ELHAZ as the rune for today and Temperance just really go well hand in hand. So again, take it slow. Whatever's going on in your life, whether it is, romance or with your love life or your career or, in general, just whatever the situation is, be patient, go with the flow, know that, use your intuition, know that it's going to come out in your favor and you're going to prosper from it. It's going to be abundant and you're going to have whatever the situation is. You're going to be in the right place. You're going to be at the right time. Just today and this time period is not the time. So that's my quick reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a voice message. You can do that through wherever you're listening to this in the show notes. Just go down and you can ask me any questions, leave any comments, and I can use them in another episode if I think it's something that we should be talking about. I can also answer you privately if you email me at info@psychicmediumnyc.com. And again, all of the pictures of these cards will be on my blog with this episode. So if you're listening to this on Anchor or Apple Podcasts or Google or Overcast or Spotify, wherever you're listening to this, if you go to my website, you'll see the pictures of these cards for today. And that is psychicmediumnewyorkcity.com. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Sending you all my love and light, and we'll talk soon.
Hi, this is Jill Roberts from Psychic Today. And I just wanted to say you can always contact me through a voice message in Anchor or whatever platform or app you're listening to this podcast on. You can visit my blog at psychicmediumnewyorkcity.com. You can see my range of services at psychicmediumnyc.com. And you can, of course, always email me at info@psychicmedium.com. I'd love to hear from you. Any subjects you'd like to cover or any questions you may have, don't hesitate to give me a call. Take care.